This is Cooper, and this is what Cooper likes to do. He likes to jump up and bark, and he wants to get out of the gate. He wants to interact and jump up on the people. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can help a dog settle itself down if you keep it behind a baby gate like this. So what I did, and we've already been at this for a couple minutes, I thought this would make a good video to go over. So the first thing I did when I came in is we didn't acknowledge him. If he's barking and he's looking at you, even if you look at him, it's validating. All he's trying to do is get attention. So don't even look at him. Walk up to it, and if he's calm like this, which he won't be, then you can start the process. And I'll show you the process. So basically, the first thing is I just reach, and I was reaching about this far, and he jumped up and he started digging at the door because he knows he can pop it open if he has that enough. Then he was jumping up and he was doing a little bit of this barking and whining. So as soon as he showed any excitement, any barking, any jumping, I stopped the process. This is really a form of operant conditioning, which means that really the dog gets to decide what I'm going to do, and it decides through its actions. It doesn't realize that it's doing this, and that's why dogs go through repetition, consistency, and good timing. You have 3 seconds to correct or reward a dog. Now, part of this is genetics. He is a beagle. Beagles bark a lot. If you're thinking about what type of dog you get and you don't want a dog that barks, beagles, schnauzers, there are certain dogs that are going to be big barkers. So do a little bit of research. All right, so now he laid down. So now I'm going to go on a reach and I'm going to jiggle this. And he's staying laying down. Now we've been at this, we're going to be here for probably about 7 minutes before we start shooting this video. So his energy has calmed down. But you see, he's still a little rambunctious. Can you see him too? Try to take a step over there if you could, so you can see it both. It's hard with the slats. So basically all I'm doing is I'm starting the process. Now there's a whole bunch of individual steps to opening this. First of all, we come up, we reach for it. Walking up to is the first step. So as you're walking up, if he starts barking or showing excitement, turn around and walk away to about where the camera is, about 10 feet away from this area. If he continues to bark, I would leave the door. And what I would have you guys do, is we have the guardians here, is I would have the guardians actually park in the garage, but start coming through the front door. I know that he probably spazzes out at the door when you guys come through the garage. And if you have to come through the garage, that's fine, but I would just ignore him completely. If he jumps up on you, I try to kind of brush him off or just kind of walk by, but just ignore him completely until he's calm, and then start reaching for him. He'll start wiggling, pull your arm back, and go about your business. It'll take a little bit of time before he realizes this makes the people move away, which we're going to talk about in a sec. But when you guys are coming in through the garage, through the door here, that's how you guys would disengage and don't pet him, and don't even look at him if he's barking or jumping up or excited. So, but in the short term, I'd like to practice and rep this as much as possible. So park in the garage or park in the driveway, come through the door, and so you can act like a guest. Recreate all the elements of a guest coming in. Ring the doorbell. There's a special doorbell here. Makes a specific sound. So that's a trigger for him. After a while, that becomes a command word. Doorbell, excitement, somebody's coming through the door. I'm going to really get excited. So the more the members of the family practice this, it's all about reps. How many reps can you get before the dog learns this? So when you come in, the first stage is just walking here, and he gets excited, barks, or jumps up on the fence. Walk about 10 feet away. If he gets even more protesting, then leave and close the door. Now, some people have a security camera. If you have a security camera, or if you set one up like here or in there, maybe at the top where the wine is, I'm going to take some of that wine when I leave, but filming down here so you can watch it on your phone and wait for him to settle down. As soon as he does, start the process coming back in. If you stop with precision, it takes a lot of repetition, but don't take 3 steps after him barking. You want the first bark, and now we're gonna have all sorts of sounds, but the first bark is when you want to stop or move away. If you do it with the 5th bark, he thinks the 4 barks is okay, 5th bark is too much. So now again, it's genetics, it's a beagle. We can also set him up for success by exercising him before the guests come over. So if you know you're gonna come home at a certain time, or either one of you, then try to exercise whoever's home, throw the treats up and down the stairs, or play fetch, or take him for a walk, or whatever it is. Burn off that excess energy. Just try to give him about 10 minutes before you actually come through the door. All right, so stage 1 is just walking towards there, and as soon as he gets excited, jumps up, or barks, we turn and walk away 10 feet away. If he continues, then we walk out the door. So you might put a little lemonade or something out there for the people who are coming in. And you'll repeat this. And after a while, he gets more and more tired and bored about this. This is boring. You're not actually coming in. Once you get to the point, now he's walking away. The guardian has a phone call. So now, I thought that might get your attention. There we go. So the next step is just reaching for it. So at first you'll only be able to reach this far. I mean, it might even just be like this before he starts. Again, he decides. He's not consciously deciding, but as soon as he does you any behavior you want, don't want you stop. Now you have a fork in the road at this point. We can stop and wait here for him to settle down. If he's way wild, then I would move about 10 feet away, or he can leave the door like I talked about before. Ideally, we'd like to just sit here. All right, so once he kind of calms down, then you're gonna reach a little bit more, and eventually you're gonna be able to touch this. Then you're gonna jiggle it. Make as much noise as you can with this thing, because those sounds are what we call triggers. That means that I'm gonna get excited. And so we want him just to learn that this is boring. So the first stage, walking. Second stage is reaching. Third stage is jiggling and making all the sounds. Then I'm gonna actually start the process of opening. So open it a little bit, close it, whoops. Close it and repeat, and you have the little click here. All those little clicks we take for granted, but those all become individual sounds. So if that's too much at first, what you're gonna do at first, you're gonna just jiggle this back and forth, and eventually open it like an inch and put it back, and then pull your hand back completely. Make this a whole cycle. Reach again, jiggle, open a little bit more, close it completely so you get the clip. And if at any point he tries to come through, we close it. And then if he gets protesting, like I said, we move further away. So you see the energy we have now, and this took us about 5 minutes in this video?
Almost 7.
Almost 7 minutes. So now we can open the door. He comes out, no barking, no bump, jumping, no biting. Most dogs are making, well, a little jumping up. You can't see it right now. He's jumping up on our camera person. This is Megan, one of our puppy class instructors, and he knows her from puppy class. But basically, we just have to help the dog learn. These are what I call manners. A lot of people say the dog was so naughty, jumped up on everybody when they came home. Well, if we don't actually teach the dog how we want him to behave, we're going to get this wiggle butt like I got right here. Now, again, this is exciting. We're going to talk about off camera some ways to develop some self-control. But this is these are some tips and tricks you can use if you have a crazy hyper dog like Cooper here who likes to bark, jump up, and howl at the baby gate.